Joyride, 1957, a novel of intrigue by J.P. Wasmiller, Chapter 107. James spent the next morning poring over his maps, but came up with nothing further, except as he stared at the map of Oregon and Washington, he noticed that each of them had a town called Roslyn. He decided he would drive over to Roslyn, Washington that afternoon. It was only 80 miles east of Seattle over the Cascades. Then tomorrow he would head down into Oregon, maybe stay in Portland, and then check out Roslyn, Oregon, farther south. Another name caught his eye on the map, Roseburg, Oregon. Everything's coming up roses, he mused aloud. He then went out into the cool fall air of downtown Seattle. He grabbed lunch, fish and chips with Coca-Cola, then walked over to a downtown Ford dealership and saw a lot of new cars parked on the lot. He knew the 1958 models would be out in a month or so, therefore the dealers were overstocked with the 57 models. He saw no one nearby, so he walked up to a beautiful white country Squire with rich wood siding. He slid in the red and white front seat and leaned forward to begin hot wiring the 292 cubic inch engine. Just then he heard a hard knock on the window. He jumped a mile, then opened the door. "Would you like to test drive it?" the petite blonde woman in a white business suit said. "Why, sure," he said, his hands shaking perceptibly. "Here's the key," she said, putting one hand on his arm and handing him the set of two keys with the other. "And here's the key for the tailgate," she said, handing him a third key. "Take it for a spin. In fact, you can take it for the evening. Just return it before noon tomorrow." She was smiling widely and kept hold of his arm. "What kind of car do you drive now?" she asked. Chevrolet, but I'm thinking of changing." "We have great deals right now. Let me see. The sticker on this one is 29.38. We could knock off 200 today. Does that interest you?" she said, sliding her hand down his arm, taking his hand and caressing it. Yes, you do. I mean," she just kept caressing his hand. "Well, take it for the evening. I'll see you later," she said. He fired up the big Ford and eased it out of the lot while the saleswoman watched. He drove east out of town and onto U.S. Highway 10. He was in Roslyn in an hour and a half. The town of Roslyn was an old coal town, and he found nothing of interest there except some great Rainier cherries and some fabulous views of Mount Rainier on this rare sunny day in Seattle. He had read that less than half of Seattle's 365 days each year were sunny. As he was driving back into the city, he saw the tailgate key sitting on the seat. He picked it up and read a room number 1022, and on the other side, Olympic Hotel. A smile came to his tired face, and then a frown. He was to meet the redhead for dinner, and now this little blonde had complicated things. It was near sunset as he drove down the west side of the Cascades. As he got closer to the city, the sun disappeared. Wasn't sure why, but eventually he saw it. A massive fog bank was setting on the water just west of the city. He bumped his fist in the air as he drove the country Squire west toward the Olympic Hotel. He had been through a lot in his short life and expected there was more on the horizon. He had his memory back, and now two beautiful women wanted him. Maybe more.